Hey everyone, I've had heaps of trouble trying to find hay lately for the rabbits and the guinea pigs. It happens quite often where I live, which is in Tasmania, and Tasmania is part of Australia as a country. It's a state in Australia, but because we're the only state in Australia that is its own island, so we're separated by ocean and we're on quite a small island, so there's really high biosecurity laws, so it's really hard to get hay from what we call the mainland, other states of Australia. So you need to sort of buy hay within Tasmania, and often there's a shortage. The farmers just can't grow enough good quality hay to supply all the needs in Tasmania. So I often have real trouble buying hay within the state that is affordable. I could get hay sort of from pet shops and that sort of thing, but they are so expensive. You know, I find that I go through the little packs that they have there in the pet shops or in the supermarket in about 2 to 3 days, and it's just not affordable. It's ridiculous. So the cheapest one I found, because I just couldn't get any bales of hay, which is what I usually buy, the cheapest pre-packed compressed mini bale that I could find was at the supermarket, and that was I think $11, and that lasted me 2 to 3 days at $11, and that was the cheapest I could find. So the other ones that I could have got were really nice quality from the pet shops. You know, there's Oxbow, there's different ones like that are good quality ones and really lovely for the bunnies and the piggies, but just not affordable. You know, they can range between $20 to $30 for a little compressed mini bale. And that's, you know, again, going to last me the 2 to 3 days because it's the same amount that I got from the supermarket. So that would be so expensive if I did that regularly. So I always go for the hay bales. They are local and, you know, it's going to be fresh. I always make sure it's good quality. So I always make sure that it's, you know, horse quality, that there's no mould, no dust, that sort of thing. But yeah, I couldn't get them. I just could not source the hay bales from anywhere locally close by to me. It means I would have had to travel for an hour to pick up the hay, because I have a good supplier up about an hour away from me, and she always seems to be able to source them, and she always has really good high quality stuff, and she stores it out of the weather. She has a cottage on her property that she actually just uses for hay storage, so it's a hay storage cottage, and she's wonderful, but I just couldn't get there you know, when I needed to, so I had to go with a compressed mini hay bale for a little while. And gee, that was expensive, far out. You know, I ended up spending would have been about $30 in a week just on these, and they weren't even that great quality. They were okay, but they were a bit dusty. They didn't have the nice fresh green hay in there that the rabbits and the piggies really love, not many seed heads. So it just, you know, I just thought I'd just talk about that and say really it pays to shop around and see what hay you can find, you know, really compare the quality of what you can find to the cost of what you can find. And yeah, it's really worth shopping around for and getting the best deal you can. And if you do buy bales like I do, it really pays to make sure you're getting horse quality. You never want to get cattle quality because cattle quality is not great. You want to get horse quality hay. You want to make sure it's free rubbish and trash, that sort of stuff. And you want to make sure that there's no mould or mildew in there. It's not damp. It's not dusty. So you want to make sure it's been kept out of the weather. That you really don't want damp hay, because if you've got damp hay and you store it, you could easily catch fire. So you definitely don't want that. So make sure it's been stored out of the weather. Just go through all those sort of things. And once you find a good supplier, then you're set, because you know they're going to get good quality hay regularly and you can rely on them. But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about that because it's quite stressful when you can't find, you know, hay's such an important part of the rabbits and guinea pigs diet. You know, they have to have it, and it's quite stressful when you just can't find it. You know, I was ringing around everywhere, and a lot of them have the lucerne hay and the alfalfa, you know, the alfalfa type things, which I don't want for my bunnies, especially for the older ones, because it's just too high in the calcium. It's not good for them. You know, you want a nice good quality grass hay, and that's what I had real trouble finding. So I pay for my hay bales in comparison. Like I'll put in now, I haven't got it with me, but I'll put in the size of the hay package, the pre-compressed, like the compressed mini bale that's pre-packaged. I'll put that in and show you. I'll just insert a little clip here, and then after that I'll insert a clip of the hay bale so you can just see size-wise the huge difference. And I paid about $10 to $11, I think, for that compressed mini bale that lasted 3 days. And in contrast to that, I paid a similar price. Well, it's about $7 to $8 for a whole bale of hay, which is huge. And then if you factor in petrol and that sort of thing, it would come to the same sort of price as the compressed mini bale. So it's about $10 to $11 for this huge hay bale. And I'll show you, the quality of the hay bale, how it's got the greens and stuff through it. So I'll insert those clips here because I'm not with the hay right now. So I understand that you have to have somewhere to store it if you get a hay bale, which is tricky for some people. Luckily I have a shed that has a fan in it, so it keeps the hay cool. It draws out any excess heat so that there's no risk of fire. So I know that's not practical for everyone. I'm not saying everyone should buy hay bales, but I just sort of talk about it to say it really does pay to shop around, see what you can find with hay, really look into the quality, look into the price, what's going to suit, because you want to be able to offer unlimited free hay to the rabbits and the guinea pigs. You don't want to be worrying about, I have to save my hay, I can't give them unlimited free hay, they can only have this much a day. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be able to have something that is really affordable, to put out plenty of hay and to top it up regularly throughout the day. It's so important for their digestion and everything. So I just thought I'd talk about that today and have a little chat about that. So thanks so much for watching, and let me know what sort of hay you use and where you get it from, any tips that you can share with other people on hay, good quality hays, that sort of stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, lots of love and hugs. Bye.